Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let's analyze advanced micro devices stock. I am a swing investor, and I will not consider the price changes of a stock 1 month later. This channel only makes short-term price predictions for stocks, usually 1 to 3 weeks. Welcome to subscribe to this channel. AMD stock has been slowly rising in the past 5 trading days. After the close of Friday, the stock hit a recent high closing price, which makes the stock technically still in a short-term upward trend. Judging from the trading volume in the past 5 trading days, the stock has not been sold crazily by short forces recently. But judging from the intraday stock price performance, it seems that some funds have still flowed out of the market, but the amount is limited, and these chips may be digested by long forces again. If the month is taken as a unit, the stock is still in a downward trend, but the stock has overflowed the downward channel in March and April respectively. But the price trend in April seems to be more positive, which is also a positive impact on the performance of the stock price in May. Let's take a more detailed look at the performance of the stock in April through the 30-minute chart. We can see that the stock price fell sharply from April 4th to 8th with a large trading volume. But the stock price rose strongly on April 9th with a large trading volume, which is a signal that long capital entered the market to take over the chips. The stock seemed to be sold again by bearish forces from April 16th to 22nd, but this did not cause the stock price to fall below the key support level, and then the bulls pushed up the stock price again. The trading volume of the stock has increased in the past 3 trading days, and some chips seem to be sold during the session, but the stock price remains at a certain height. This shows that the bulls are still trying to maintain the stock price, but it does not mean that the stock price will rise further from the current position. Because this wave of selling of the stock may continue for another 1 to 2 trading days, but it is expected that the bulls will not allow the stock price to fall back too much. Let's take a look at the position distribution data of the stock. The stock experienced 2 waves of declines in April, resulting in the accumulation of a large number of positions in the current $76.60 to $90.20 area. However, as the stock price rose further, the position volume in this area did not decrease significantly. This means that there is still a large amount of long capital in this area that has not yet exited the market. This is a positive signal. But over the past 8 trading days, the stock's position volume in the $90.20 to $99.90 area has increased significantly. This shows that as the stock price rises further, some funds have flowed out of the market, but most of these chips may come from the selling of locked-in capital. But the problem is that the current price of the stock is still at the top of this area, which shows that the chips sold in the market recently may have been digested by the bulls. This is the option data based on the distribution of strike prices for AMD stocks expiring on May 9th. It is obvious that call options account for a higher proportion of transactions. The strike price range with a higher proportion of call option transactions is between $99 and $114. The strike price range with a higher proportion of put option transactions is between $99 and $95. This set of data reflects that most investors believe that the stock will continue to rise in the short term. AMD is scheduled to announce quarterly results after the close of next Tuesday. Analysts expect AMD's first quarter revenue to reach $7.13 billion, up 30% year-on-year. Adjusted profit will reach $1.55 billion, or 94 cents per share, up more than 50% from the same period last year. Data center sales are expected to grow 55% to $3.63 billion. Some analysts point out that the Trump administration's partial chip export restrictions may cause the company to lose $800 million, but artificial intelligence is still the current hotspot, and large technology companies including Microsoft and Google are actively deploying artificial intelligence infrastructure. This shows that the market demand for artificial intelligence chips is still high, so I think the negative impact of tariffs and U.S. chip export restrictions on the company is limited. However, Some analysts have lowered their target prices for AMD shares in recent weeks. Bank of America Securities recently lowered its target price from $110 to $105. Wedbush Securities lowered AMD's target price from $150 to $115. But we also see that as of May 2nd, analysts' consensus rating for AMD stock is still buy. Among them, buy ratings accounted for 66% and hold ratings accounted for 33%. This is based on the rating data of 33 analysts in the past 3 months. It reflects that analysts are still positive about AMD's future growth potential. The average target price given by analysts is $139, with a maximum of $225 and a minimum of $95. But this lowest target price is not much lower than the current price. If the average target price is used as the main reference, then this means that the stock still has 40% potential upside. Let's go back to the daily chart of the stock. Technically, the stock is still a positive price trend. Although some funds have recently flowed out of the market to avoid risks, there seems to be a lot of long capital in the market that has not yet exited the market. So even if the stock pulls back at the current position, it is expected that the bulls will not let the stock price fall too much, and then wait for the quarterly earnings report to be released. The target price of $139 seems unreachable for the stock in the short term. But I think that after AMD releases its quarterly results next week, the stock is likely to reach the $108.50 to $114 area. This means that the stock still has a potential upside of up to nearly 15%. Okay guys, that's my price prediction for AMD stock. Thanks for watching. If you agree with my analysis, please share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.